What's good, everyone, and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we're reacting to Food Theory. Fruit punch is a complete lie. Honestly, I don't know what they mean by that, because that sounds like a ton of bull. And I'm also kind of offended. Because if fruit punch is a lie, then my whole life is a lie. Because I have drank fruit punch since I was a kid. And if it's a lie, then every drink's a lie. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this reaction video. If you do, hit the like button down below, hit the subscribe button to support the channel, support the content provided, and so on and so forth. Hit the notification button, be notified immediately when your video comes out. And in the comment section below, tell me what you want me to react to. I'm all down for it and whatnot. And in the description below will be the link to this video, so if you want to see the original video before I react to it, pause the video right now, go ahead, look at the original video. Be sure to give Food Theory some love and support for the video they made and whatnot. Or if you want to see the original video after this, the link's still in the description. So yeah, with all this said, let's start this video.
You know it, you love it, it's red. I'm talking about fruit punch. You might have even cracked open a nice red drink before you sat down to watch this, but whatever it is you think you're drinking, you're wrong. Because fruit punch is a lie, and I'm gonna prove it. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory, where no food color is safe. See, last year we tackled the mystery of blue, but I myself have always been more partial to red. It's sweet, it's tangy, it's violent, it's everything a kid...
I mean, not wrong. The descriptions that go with red is true. And I was a bit sad after hearing blue raspberry wasn't really a thing, but I always kind of figured that would be the case. Artificial flavoring and all that, after all, makes sense. I heard red and black, I never heard blue, so
kid wants in a summer drink. But have you ever stopped to wonder what exactly fruit punch is? I mean, it's everywhere, and every brand has their own spin on the flavor, so it never quite tastes the same. Other flavors, even blue, give you a relatively consistent experience, but fruit punch remains a mystery, at least until today. My goal is to answer 3 questions. What exactly is fruit punch? Why is it red? And finally, out of the most popular fruit punches out there, which punch is truly the fruit punchiest? When it comes to finding some sort of definition, the FDA, or Food and Drug Administration, seems like a good place to start. It's the organization responsible for defining what is or isn't a certain food. In fact, they have an entire 132-page document that outlines exactly how things need to be defined on food labels. Everything from whether something can be...
that was a lot of information. Went into even the different variables of what was inside of a drink.
Called healthy or fresh is clearly set in this book, but when it comes to punches, the FDA is astoundingly unhelpful. They have no definition for it at all. It doesn't even have to have fruit in it by their standards. Just calling something punch is apparently enough for them, which is ironic because it makes me want to punch then. So if we won't find any answers there, then let's take a look at where it all started. The exact origins are murky. There's debate on how it first came to be, but the generally agreed upon history for fruit punch dates back to the 17th century. And let me tell you, it is a history of pirates, nobles, and scurvy. Which is funny to say in a pirate voice is like super serious and killed 2 million sailors between the 16th and 18th century. Basically, it's a severe lack of vitamin.
That was a thing, wasn't it? The only way to combat that was with oranges, really. That is a weird thing that they put against scurvy, but hey, if it helped to stop with the constant deaths, then yeah, it's good. So that the way they beat scurvy involved making fruit punch in a way that was edible for other people to consume. I'm just picking at straws here, people.
Vitamin C. And without that, your body can't do any of the things it needs to be alive. Out on the seven seas back then, it was hard to make sure sailors got enough vitamin C. Heck, it was hard enough to make sure they had enough water, since that could easily spoil on the ships. Instead, sailors were given beer, since the alcohol could kill off some dangerous bacteria. But even that didn't do well in the blistering heat. Enter punch. In the 17th century, sailors for the British East India Company, the largest trading organization at the time, first came across the drink known as punch. That's right, punch, the Sanskrit word for five. It stood for the five components of the drink: alcohol, water, sugar, citrus, and spice. Suddenly, the sailors had all of their problems solved with this one drink. The alcohol stopped harmful things from growing in it. The water kept them hydrated and diluted the alcohol. The sugar and citrus made sure they got enough vitamins to not get scurvy. And the spices provided other nutrients and rounded off the flavor. The ingredients were easy to get, since they just throw in whatever local fruits and spices they could find. They could also mix it and make huge amounts, so just a few bottles of rum could be stretched to quench the thirst of the entire crew for an extended period of time. It was a literal lifesaver. So naturally, the sailors took this drink with them and brought it back to Europe, where it blew up, and over time, punch turned to punch as it was picked up by the locals. From there, it evolved into a communal drink that hosts could give to their guests to show off their wealth and power. While punches for sailors were usually made with local fruits, usually tropical ones, the rich folk would throw in oranges, raspberries, champagne, and pineapples, which were famously expensive way back when. Unfortunately, there was never a set recipe for fruit punch. It really was just whatever people wanted to throw in it. And eventually, the drink lost popularity when people stopped having the luxury of sitting around drinking from a communal bowl. And even more so when alcohol started getting banned in countries around the world at the turn of the 20th century. It wasn't until a group of guys from California decided they wanted to harken back to the tropical flavors of yesteryear. Now, when it comes to fruit punch, you may think,
that's weird. So, fruit punch will always become fruit punch, no matter what the ingredients are, as long as you keep the main parts of the ingredients to be the same, such as oranges and some type of alcohol, along with salt, or was it sugar? One of those two, and it being a liquid. Anything else besides that you add, it just becomes the same thing. That's kind of amazing, to be honest. So that means you could technically make it no matter what.
You may think of some of the other popular brands, like High C, Minute Maid, or Kool-Aid. But High C and Minute Maid didn't introduce their punch flavors until the 40s. And Kool-Aid was way late to the game with their punch, which didn't come out until 69. Nice. So that leaves us with Hawaiian Punch, which didn't even sell a drink originally. That's right, the original modern fruit punch was a syrup to pour on top of your ice cream. It wasn't until customers started mixing it with water that they realized it made a good drink. Hawaiian Punch realized they were sitting on a gold mine and started selling the drink themselves. Honestly though, kudos to HP for the pivot. Definitely saved them in the long run. Now, finally, with Hawaiian Punch's version of the flavor, we've got a definitive mashup of fruits. The owners chose them in the spirit of ye old punches of yore and imported fruits from Hawaii for that tropical feel. So what we have is orange, pineapple, passion fruit, guava, and, well, they use papaya, but we couldn't find any, so we're substituting it for mango, which is a similar taste, and
that's really. So I am right about that. It leads to the same thing. It's just what ingredients you use. Well, as long as it's fruit and all that, at least.
and tropical feel. Just by looking at the flavors, I found it hard to believe that this combination would get anywhere near what I'm used to. And also, I noticed something else. One thing to notice right off the top is that all of these are different shades of yellow and or orange. If you know anything about mixing colors, this doesn't make red. But we are just gonna mix them up together and see if at least the flavors will give us that fruit punch tanginess and sweetness that we're all used to. So let's get started. I was still half expecting that as I started to mix them, they would magically turn the color of a Viking battlefield, but no, maybe this will brighten it up. It didn't. The only shred of hope left was that it would taste anything like fruit punch. And you know what? We were off to a strong start. Actually, wow, that is weirdly exactly what I picture fruit punch to be. Granted, it was lacking a bit of acidity and leaned a little bit sweeter than the fruit punch we're used to, but this was a good
Okay, so that means they added something to make it red, but they used something else to balance it out. And considering that most of the Hawaiian fruit punch drinks are usually in soda form, my guess is that they use probably something sap related just to give that soda feeling, maybe?
good foundation to build off of. Because
sodium?
from here, we could narrow down the exact characteristics of fruit punch that we're looking for. The next step was obviously to test the modern day versions all the brands have, but not before showing off my mad skills in punching the straw through the pouches. Hey-ya! Oh! Perfect. Didn't even mess it up once. Yup, mad skills with a Z.
Damn.
You only get one shot. Damn it. Hold on. You only get 2 shots. 3 tries. 4 tries. 5 tries. 6 tries is the charm. No. 7. No. 8. 9. 10. No. 11. 12. It's a lot harder than it looks, okay? It's like hitting the subscribe button. You don't have time to carefully line up the cursor and click right in the center. It has to be in one swift motion. From the play button to subscribe to like, no one can do that in one try. Unless they're superhuman and awesome, in which case they'd have to comment below that they did all of that so we could...
Yeah, way to gloat. Okay. But seriously, yeah, I can understand that feeling about the straw knot. Doing what it's supposed to so that you can get your drink. I know how that phrase sounded off, but considering what I was originally going to say, it sounded sus. So no.
Could admire their
I'm not gonna
accomplishment.
try to
But anyway,
fix
once I
it.
actually got to tasting, one thing became very apparent. These were 90% sugar and 10% lies. High C's Torrential Tropical Punch claims to be a pineapple and orange blend with nothing else specified in the ingredients. And, I'm gonna try it, but in no world is this only orange and pineapple. Yeah, no. And going through the line of the drinks, it was more and more obvious their packaging was bull. If there was any hope of figuring out what the flavor of fruit punch was, it wasn't gonna be with these sugar-filled pouches. I mean, these barely have actual fruit juice in them to begin with. No, to get to the bottom of this, we had to take these packages literally and mix our own real fruit juice versions of each of these iconic fruit punches. For this, we took the fruits that were clearly listed on the back of the boxes and the ones they'd splashed onto their packaging to attract the little sugar fiends in the supermarkets. And as we got to preparing these, there was a common factor among all of them that stuck out to me. Pineapple and orange were in every single one. Either one or both of them, without fail, was listed in the ingredients or on the box. Well, except for Kool-Aid. Seriously, the Kool-Aid man may punch through walls, but the drink itself will punch holes in every single one of your teeth. Fine.
No, there's an orange right there. Right there. Yeah, right there. Along with... yeah.
Finally, though, we're onto something. Something that actually dates back to the very beginning of punch. See, oranges and pineapples are extremely extremely common in India. In fact, India is the 5th largest producer of pineapples and the 3rd largest producer of oranges in the world. So it makes sense that the British soldiers in the area would have likely encountered and used these fruits in the original punches they were making. But if making the real fruit high C taught us anything, it's that those two are not the only thing that makes fruit punch. Let's see what high C is supposed to taste like. Yep, this torrential tropical punch was a torrential nightmare for my taste buds. The flavor profile was way off, especially when comparing it to the original fruit punch flavors. Clearly, we needed to find that final component, and what better brand to find that in than the modern day Hawaiian punch? There's overlap, but I really think that the apple and the pear mess with the whole thing, because this gives you a much more pleasant and complete flavor profile. This starts to veer too much to one side or the other. It's very close to the original with it being like very far away from it at the same time. Like, I can tell that there are similar flavors there. It was almost there, but because it had so many different fruits, the most out of all of the ones we tried, it just became too sweet. A big departure from their original recipe. Minute Maid tasted almost exactly like their packaged drink, but once again, it was a bit too mellow and sweet. Kool-Aid just kept bringing on the disappointment. Ha! Aha! Aha! Oh, that'll put some hair on your chest. I knew, looking at the box of Kool-Aid, which showed both lemon and lime, that there was no way this real fruit version would taste anything like fruit punch. I had no idea that it would taste that sour or bitter, though. But it did give us an important lesson. That final component we were searching for was something totally different from what the orange and pineapple provide. Something we found in the Capri Sun. Huh. Okay, I think it really is the cherry. That is astoundingly similar. What finally brought it home was the tartness of the cherry. It brought in some sweetness, but it balanced out the sourness and bitterness that came from the citrus in the orange and pineapple. So for the modern day fruit punch red flavor...
That makes sense, actually. Cherries are a mixture of sour and sweet. They're one of the main things that I know that can be both sweet and sour. At the same time, like, saying you're getting an apple. Which apple are you getting? A red, a green, a yellow, a dark red one? If we skip the first and fourth one, if you grab a green apple, you know it's a green apple. It's going to be different than every other apple because of its texture and the taste of it, which is super sour. And you know the yellow apple is going to be different from all the others because it's so sweet. And even though they're apples, they're not really the same apple. They're just an apple with different textures and flavors. Probably of how they're grown and taken care of. And a lot of other fruits are the same way. But cherries, as far as I know, is the only kind of fruit that's both sweet and sour. Literally, I went ahead and got some cherries a couple days ago because I'm a bit neutral to it, but I do like them. There's, besides the staining juices that come out, they can be both. You can either sometimes pick up a very sweet cherry or a very sour cherry.
flavor we all love, if you're looking to get it with real fruit and actual juice, it all comes down to pineapple, orange, and finally cherry, which also gives us that wonderful coagulated blood red color we all grew up with. As far as which one is the punchiest, well, we have to define the exact criteria for what we're looking for. Obviously, it's not just which one has the most fruit in their drink. That trophy goes to Hawaiian Punch, the overachieving sellout. Went from 5 fruits to dang near 15. No, what we're looking for is the one that brings the flavor profile that takes 3 components to the max. Sweet, sour, tangy. The hallmarks of a true fruit punch. And I couldn't just do this alone, so I had to bring on Jason to help out. Lend me your tongue.
I'll have you know, I've heard that phrase a lot. I need your tongue. Jason, lend me your tongue. It's not the first time I've heard it.
Because he is a master with the words. He has that silver tongue. Get out of the gutter. Let's move on to...
Yeah, just tell him not to say sus stuff, and people will not think of sussy stuff.
Hi, C. Let's get some ASMR in there. That was horrible even next to it. Oh, that was so bad. Oh, God.
There's too much citrus in this one still. It's not balanced out like this one is.
But there's not enough of the complete flavor profile that fruit punch is supposed to give you. So, next up, Capri Sun. There's no dash in the word. And it's all one word.
Caprese?
One word. Is your name Jason? Jason Derulo Parker did make me curious, so I went and did some research to prove him wrong. Or at least prove that I haven't been saying it wrong my entire life. And before I drop this bomb, definitely make sure to let me know how you say it in the comments below. But turns out the name comes from the island of Capri, where many Germans vacation. So the German company that created the drink named it after the island to get people to buy it. Listen, I'm mature enough to admit when I'm wrong, but the Italian pronunciation is technically Capri, not Capri. So, name pronunciations aside, the drink did provide Jason and I something to agree on.
Yeah, that is much more like what I expect when I hear the term fruit punch.
It has the acidity, the sweetness, the tang. It's right there. Honestly, it was pretty cut and dry. The competition was not fierce, especially with Kool-Aid following it up. Yeah, temper your expectations. Oh no! This one. That is so sour.
Oddly enough, even though this brings in like more fruit than just the citrus, this one still tastes very similar to the high C.
Oh, let me see. Huh. Right? Yeah. Oh wow. They are strikingly similar. And where those two had way too much citrus, Hawaiian Punch, like we established, had the opposite problem. The only one that came close to Capri Sun was, surprisingly, Minute Maid. And although it came off a bit too mellow, to its credit, it was the only brand where the packaged drink tasted almost the same as the real fruit mixture.
Oh, this tastes very similar.
Yeah.
I think you put water in this?
No.
I know you didn't put water in it. I've been behind the camera the entire episode.
I was like, you saw me. When did I put water? Stop accusing.
I'm saying if you put water in this, I think you will get this exact same flavor.
Yeah. As far as like what's on the package, Minute Maid, thumbs up. As far as fruit punch though,
as the original, there's not enough citrus in this. That's exactly what it is.
So with all 6, including the OG flavor mix tested, we had a clear winner. Of these 5,
this one.
I think we can safely give the crown of the fruitiest and punchiest to Capri Sun. Capri Sun, Capri Sun, whatever. You know what? Whatever you want to call it, because you do you. But now you've ruined my day.
I'm about to ruin it even more. You want to know why?
Why?
I think your favorite flavor is yellowish orange.
How so?
You're going to open these, and it's either going to be clear, or it's going to be more in the orangish family.
But it's red! Okay, alright, you know what? Give me...
Contradicting people and making them freak out is hilarious to me. That might just me being a dick, but... But it is a fun thing to do from time to time.
Give me cups. We are going to figure this out right now. Jason and I may have our differences for Capra Sun, but there is no way that this is even a debate, right? I mean, of course they're red. It's fruit punch. As to why that is, well, we tend to associate the color red with sweetness and ripeness thanks to thousands of years of humans collectively gathering up red fruits and berries. It's so deeply entrenched in us that we just expect anything with fruit in it to be red. Obviously, companies have since then made sure to make that connection even stronger by marketing anything fruit punch as red. So there's no way that
red.
Jason is right here. That's why this right here is gonna be red. What? What? Is everything a lie? There's no way that Capra Sun betrays me, right? Okay, hold on. There are pinkish tones.
I will give you pink. Or like peach. It's like a peach color.
Pinkish, which is a...
I was about to say, if it was blue, I'm going like, what? Okay, so it's... Yeah, alright. Let's go with that. I believe they just added peaches as one of the components.
A cousin of red. Ah, no! My Lumen shirt and jacket, which you can find on lumenofficial.com. I'm gonna have to...
Don't be a sellout. Don't be a sellout. Don't be a sellout. Don't be a sellout. I'm just here for the thing.
Throw clothes away after they get... You just wash your clothes. You don't throw clothes away after they get dirty.
Wait, you don't?
No.
Ah, man, I've been doing it wrong all these years. I could have been saving so much more money by going to lumenofficial.com and getting these...
Nope.
What? What? All my... So...
What color is that?
What? What? All my life has been a total lie. Fruit punch is glorified orange, pineapple, and cherry juice, and it's not even red? Nothing makes sense anymore. But there you have it. If fruit punch is what you're looking for, then that flavor is none other than cherry, pineapple, and orange. From there, you can add whatever you want. It doesn't even have to be juice. Throw a rock in there. Why not? Nothing matters because fruit punch doesn't even have to be red. My whole world upside down. Now I have to go rethink everything that I've ever known and loved. What have we learned? Fruit punch is honestly whatever you want it to be. As far as punchiness, it cannot just be citrus, but it can honestly be a little bit of everything. Does it have to be red? Absolutely not. And now I'm second guessing everything I've ever known. That's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit. And if you like...
Damn. He broke. Fair though. Fair. Can't disagree. I don't think I would take the fact that something I thought was red my whole life was actually just a bunch of random colors. I know it wasn't gonna be red. I thought it was just a food dye or something. But yeah, I thought it was a food dye that they used or something else just to make it red. I don't know how I know. Because I actually did look at those same drinks years ago, and I knew that they weren't red. Poor Sanji. I don't know if he's playing or something else, but So yeah, besides the fact that anyone who watches this now is horrified knowing that anything related to fruit punch isn't actually red, now has to deal with this information of that almost anything could be put into it as long as the main thing is orange, pineapple, and cherries. What you gotta do, people? What you gotta do? So, yeah. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button below. Hit the subscribe button to support the channel, support the content provided. I kind of figured that the color wasn't going to be off, but it was interesting to know that yeah, it was interesting to know the ingredients that make fruit punch and the time period it came from. So yeah, tell me what you think about this theory in the comment section below. And other than that, again, this video will be down in the description, so if you want to check out the original, go ahead and do that. And yeah, with this all said, hope you all enjoy, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!